They become like almost this vehicle that strictly promotes Israel and the interests of the Israeli government. So they become like they're and they already were in the 90s as well, but even more so like anti-Iran, anti all of the neighboring states that have problems with Israel. This is from a 2002 statement from an anti-Deutsch group. And Liz, I would love for you to read this because this just shows some of the mindset that is at work here.
This is so crazy. Okay. All this nonsense represses the fact that Ariel Sharon, however unintentionally, is nevertheless closer to communism than his critics. For, like an Israeli version, sorry, it's hard to say this without laughing.
Yes.
For, like an Israeli version of Buenaventura Durruti, the only way open to Sharon as a general was to fight in the anti-fascist struggle. This is so because communism as a stateless and classless world society demands, if it is to succeed at all, something impossible. Revenge for the dead, for the victims of barbarism, even as it demands justice for the living, that everybody be treated in accordance with their own character. Only in this manner can communism be realized and envisioned in the maxim, from each according to his ability, to each according to his need. From this perspective, Israel is the armed attempt to reach communism alive. Presumably, this should be understood by leftists who not too long ago raved about the dictatorship of the proletariat, who threw themselves at the feet of the state capitalism of the Soviet Union, the German Democratic Republic, China, or Albania, and who trumpeted the national Volkish liberation movements of the Third World. Oof. Today, it seems as if all these bizarre identifications coalesce around the unconditional support for the Palestinian people against Israel. Listeners, please don't ever quote me out of context on that one.
Clip that, chat. Can you clip that and put that up? That is Liz's statement she wrote in 2002 in response to the Second Intifada. This is fucking insane. I have in my life read a lot of nutty, loony left bullshit.
Yeah.
This is some of the craziest shit I've ever read. And also doesn't really make sense.
I mean, I know it's like a German thing, but saying Volkish Third World like makes me feel crazy.
Well, that's something that I really want to harp on here because in the anti-Deutsch mindset is actually it becomes the old concept of the Deutsch, the Germany, the Germany of Hitler is transposed onto the Palestinian.
Yes.
So any enemy of Israel is automatically a fascist, Volkish, Hitlerian state. And so you're able to transform Israel's brutal treatment of a dispossessed people into Israel's anti-fascist struggle. And it's sort of like this like historical reckoning, finally able to fight the war that we wish they'd been able to fight in the Second World War. But unfortunately, we were maybe too strong for them. But they can beat the Palestinians now.
Now, I want to just real quick, I want to point out that view of Muslims or as like Arabs, basically as like the Hitler, the new Hitler, the Nazis, that is a point that comes up in the immediate aftermath of World War II, right? This isn't the first time that we hear this in German history, that like actually, like you said, the displacement of blame, not just in this myth of what's his name, the Grand Mufti, which now gets repeated ad nauseum in Zionist propaganda today, but this idea that, like we had mentioned in the first episode, that Arab nationalism was such a threat, an existential threat to the Israeli state in the same way, almost as bad as Hitler's Germany had.
Yes, yeah.
And that orientation comes out of the immediate West German situation. Like fucking Konrad Adenauer is saying this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is historically follows straight from the post-war situation. Yeah,
and it's just astounding because, like, to be clear, the Germans did the Holocaust, right?
Whoa! I don't think you need to get crazy here.
I
want you to say things that you can stand behind, Brace.
You know what? I might have just fallen off the damn turnip truck yesterday, but as far back as I can remember, I feel like during the 1940s, Palestinians were kind of and I don't mean any disrespect by this, you guys were kind of broke as fuck and like not really in Germany at that point. Like, and certainly not doing the Holocaust, which was done by Nazi Germany and their little regimes around there, their little friends. And so it becomes this weird thing where it's like like the anti-Deutsch, and again, now this is mirrored in general thinking in the German political establishment. It's like, we did the Holocaust, and so we are sort of the protectors of the legacy of the Holocaust. And so we can say if you're doing another Holocaust, but like you can never compare, you can compare Palestinians to Nazi Germany. And that's fine to do it, and in fact is an apt comparison. But if you ever compare Israel's actions to any actions that were done by Nazi Germany, which again, like I think in most people's common understanding are like sort of the definitive, racially authoritarian government and actions of the 20th century. And so the thing that most people naturally compare when they see similar things to, if you're doing that, you're relativizing the Holocaust, meaning you're denying it, meaning you're actually pro-Palestinian.